everybody, welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I came on and did a little video. As you know, if you've seen my community tab, my kiddos are off school for 6 weeks. It's a summer break over here and I do have 5 children, so things have been hectic and not really got a chance to get on here and do any filming. But I'm going to try today and do a little hair colour combo, but there's a chance you will hear little voices, so yeah, but can't be helped. So if they do come in the room, you might hear them. But I thought I'd colour a page from Wildflower Folk by Christine Karron. I'll try and link this book in the description if I can find it on Amazon, but sometimes it seems to disappear off Amazon. I don't know if you've found that on Amazon UK. It's kind of comes on and then disappears, and sometimes the price really increases on it, so I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, I've picked out this page and I thought we would do, I'm just going to do a colour combo, but I'm going to do it like multicoloured. So I'm going to add lots of different colours in there. There's not going to be any rhyme or reason to this. You don't have to put the colours in the exact same placement that I am doing. But yeah, I've picked out these to start with. So as you can see, there's a nice array of colours. There's a couple of pinky purple tones, blue teals, a bit of orange because I thought a nice pop of orange would be quite nice, and then this lovely iris purple shade here. So yeah, I'm just going to get into it. If you do hear banging, kids screaming, you might hear screaming and arguing at some point. Just try and block it out. Try and ignore it. Pretend it's not there. So I think the colour I'll start off with, because this is water at the bottom, I'm going to try and get more of the, I don't know, maybe more of the teals into the bottom of the hair, so it almost looks as if the hair's merging into the water kind of thing. And then I'll put more oranges around the middle to the top of the hair, I'm thinking. So I think I'll start off with this lovely green meadow shade. I forgot to mention, these are the DERWENT CHROMAFLOW pencils that I'm using. Really lovely pencil, and I find they really smoosh into each other nicely. That's why I've chose them, because I've got so many different colours going on. It's nice if you pick a pencil that's going to blend nicely. So I'm just going to start from the bottom, and I'm just going to randomly, you know, take some of this colour up through the hair strokes. Now, do leave some gaps in between each stroke, so I've sort of started off at this side. Do I need to come down a little bit on the camera? So I've started off at this side over here, and then I might leave a few little lines in between and just casually pull the colour up. So you're just following the directions of the hair strokes that are already in there. That's what I love about grayscale, because you can literally just follow where they've already put the shadows in. I think line art can sometimes be a bit trickier. If you're trying to do some of this and it's just basic line art, it can be a bit tricky. So again, I'm going to do this all along the bottom of the hair. So starting off on this little strand over here as well. We'll add a bit in there. But the good thing is with doing something like this, you can just layer up as well. So say I start with this colour and I'm going in, and then I go through all the other colours I've got. If I still feel like there's still white space in the tube for the paper left, I can then go back through all my colours and start again with this colour and just layer and layer on top, basically. I'm looking at somebody's iPad. Oh, how loud are those iPads? Does anybody else's kids have the volume up on their iPads 100%? Honestly, it's drove me insane. They've had, how many weeks have they had off school so far? 3 weeks they've been off so far. And oh, they're arguing again now. Honestly, forever. Siblings just carry it on and on and on, don't they? Right, let me go and sort them out. Drama rectified for now. For now, being the magic word. So I'm going to go over to this hair now, on this side, and the same thing. We're going to pull some of this colour up and through. That's what kids are like though. I tell you what, my 2 youngest, my daughter's 8 and my son's 6. He'll be 7 in December. There's about 18 months between them. And they are horrendous at winding each other up. They will purposely go out the way and seek knocking the other kid off. Like, And it's not just every so often, it is 24 hours a day, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's 24 hours a day. They will purposely go out the way to annoy one another, and oh my gosh, is it exhausting. I've never known nothing like it. My eldest two daughters, there was 22 months between those two, but they didn't fight like my daughter and my son. Is it a girl-boy thing where they just don't get on at that age, or what? I do not know, but it's driving me balmy. There's a chance I might have to stop filming if they do anything more arguing, but we'll see. So I'm just going to bring it up a little bit more on this side. So I'm going to bring it through that heavy grayscale part there, just a little bit, and at the end. And then if you look towards the sides of her neck, this is the hair that's at the back of the head. So here I'm going to do the same thing where we're bringing it up from the bottom a little bit, but also on these bits I'm going to bring a bit down from the top, just to add a bit in to the shadows. So again, just behind here, I know it's difficult to see at the moment, and I'm going to add it a bit just here where I've missed right at the sides. And then should we pick a different colour now? So I think we'll move on and add in a little bit of this iris purple, just for a bit of a contrast. So again, starting off at the same place that we did with the, was it green meadow, that other colour? Yeah, green meadow, and we're just gonna bring it up. Now this is a slightly, well I say slightly, it is a bolder colour, whereas the green was more kind of pastel type shades. So I'm just going to be really careful about how much I'm putting in at the bottom. I might put a bit more of this towards the top than the bottom, but I do want to bring a little bit through the bottom as well. I want to have the colours going throughout the hair from the top to the bottom. But if you're unsure, if you've never done anything like this before, you just want to go very, very subtly, you can just build on it. It might take you a bit longer to get the page finished, but you'll be happy that you took your time and rather than went in too harshly to start with. I've not coloured it in this boot for a long while, that's why I've picked it up today. I just felt like doing a hair combo. I've not done a hair combo in a while. I've not done a skin combo in a while. I'll be surprised if I remember how to colour skin. But we'll see. We'll see. Just going to try and blend that down a bit better there. I'm going to add a bit of this in this darkest section here as well, coming down. Again. You can use your darkest colour that you've got to go into these shadows. So this is probably the most ideal colour. I think it is the darkest shade I might have to go into all those darkest areas on your illustration. So I'm just going to pull this up a bit into these shadowed areas as well. I do have a couple of other brighter purpley pink colours that will look nice around here as well. Just trying to work out, yeah, that's her in between two petals, isn't it? So we'll just pop a little bit there as well. The camera really struggles to pick up such delicate lines at the minute, but you'll see it. You'll notice it all come together. And if you are colouring along and following along with this tutorial, then you'll be able to see in your own page as well the colours popping through. I'm going to bring this iris purple up into all this heavily greyscaled area. So in between these petals as well, or leaves on the head. I do find it a bit nitpicky when they put florals in the hair and you have to go around it all. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan. I don't mind going around a big floral or a big object like this, but when you've got to get into all the little bits. Oh, right, so I'm just going to go at the root of the hair now and pull this colour through the root, because that's one of the darkest places as well up here. And like I say, just get your initial placement of your colours down first, and then you can just build on it. It's really easy to build on it when you've not got that all that daunting white space. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side of the hair now. So we'll start at the bottom, shall we? We'll start in this shadowed area here. Pop a bit around there. Oh, I'm getting sent a new book out by a publisher, which I'm very excited about. It's not a colouring book, it's like a tutorial book, but it'll be helpful with your colouring pages, if that makes sense. Don't want to give too much away, but super excited for this to arrive because it's something I've been interested in trying out myself as well. So I'm really interested to give it a proper review and really try something out on the channel. What it is a bit intimidating to me, but I want to push myself and I want to show you that, you know, anyone can give it a go. I think it'll be brilliant. Anyway, it's a bit cryptic of me, but just have to wait and see. Should be here in the next week, but hopefully I can find the time to film that video when it arrives. Without the kids killing each other, you know. There we go. So I'm going to go on to this bit now. We're going to the cinema in a couple of hours, so I don't know why they're being no. Well, they're alright now. They've quietened down. There was warned they have to be good if we're going to the cinema. Going watching Despicable Me 4. So yeah, there's a cinema just been, well, it used to be a cinema and then it shut down and then it got took over by somebody else. It got took over by a company called Omniplex now. Apparently they're quite big in Ireland. They've got quite a lot of cinemas in Ireland, Omniplex. It is amazing. They've put millions of pounds into what do you call it? Oh God, I've lost the word. They're renovating, yeah. They put millions of pounds into renovating it and it's absolutely, well, me and my partner went watching Deadpool and Wolverine the other week in there. It's amazing. It's amazing. Reclining seats, they've even got sofa beds right at the front if you want to book a sofa bed and you can actually lie down on it. I mean, I'm not sure I'd go that far, but the reclining seats are really, really good. Really comfy. There's no worse than being sat upright for so long in a cinema and then you get numb bum, don't you, with your legs on the floor. Like sitting on some of them seats. Especially if it's a very long film. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. Hopefully they'll not check my bag when I go in either. We always get popcorn. We always buy the popcorn and the drinks from the cinema, but the packets of chocolate and sweets we always take our own in our bag because the cost of these sweets and chocolate in the cinema is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So it's not like we don't buy anything from the cinema. We do get our popcorn and drinks from there, but we just take our own sweets in for the kids. Sweets and chocolate in my bag. Hopefully they'll not look in there. What am I like? Well, who else doesn't do that? Who goes to the cinema and doesn't smuggle in something? Right, so I'm taking it up towards the roots now. So we're going to come out from that wing. Is it a dragonfly? That's gorgeous. I'm going to bring the colour right there and then we're going to come from this way and just get those roots in there. Just following the line again, follow the same direction as the grayscale, just going over the top of it. And that's that at the minute. Should we get a pop of orange thrown in here? Should we put a pop of orange in? So the orange colour I've picked out is Flame. Flame. Now I think some of this would be quite nice around the hair, around the face. Right, if you're scared of putting this colour down, just go very lightly, just kind of skim the page so you're holding your pencil quite far back at the end, and you're just holding it to the side, holding it sideways, and just skim up and down over the page. And that's how you can guarantee that you're not going to be too heavy-handed, because the closer to the tip you hold your hand, I think you're not as light, are you? If you hold it further back, you can really just be a bit looser, and it just ensures that you're not being too heavy-handed with the colour. I'm going to pop a bit in there. We'll pop a bit around here and down here. Like I said, you can build on it, so just take your time, just pop a little bit in. Once you've gone through all the colours you want in your illustration, you can take a step back, and if you feel like, oh, I want a bit more orange there, like maybe I want it a bit deeper there, you can go back in and just add it in. I'm going to pop a bit up here, and then maybe a bit more around here somewhere. That iris colour and this orange colour together is really, really complementary. Really nice. I'm going to pop a bit there, and then we'll move on to the other side, unless I'm being fussy. That was a bit off camera, but yeah, so we've added a bit of purple in there. Let's orange, even flame. It's a lovely flame colour. I've really learned from doing paintings, I've really learned how to not be too particular, if that makes sense, with colouring, because if I was to do a hair colour combo, say just last year, I would be so meticulous about where I'm putting the colour in to do it a certain way, and I'm just a lot more freer now than I used to be. Let's get it around the face there, bit around there, just turn you around. Oh, I've been getting all the back to school things sorted as well. New uniforms, new bags. I need to go and get new lunch boxes at some point next week. That's my son screaming as well. He always does this high-pitched scream just to get somebody's attention. He'll hurt my daughter and then scream, so it looks as though he's the one that's been hurt when it's not, if that makes sense. He's a little terror, I'm telling you now. He's a little terror. Right, I'm going to go in with some of these pinky purple tones that I've got now. So I have got, let's go in with this one first. This is Ultra Pink. Now there's a chance that this could be very bold. So the way that we used the pencil with the orange, where we just held it on the end and skimmed over the hair, that's what we're going to do with this colour as well, because there's a chance it could be too bright if I start being heavy-handed with it. So I just want to make sure that I'm giving all the colours a chance to pop through, and then I can always build on colours that I want to be a bit more prominent later. I'm not too worried about these little leaves if I go over those. I'm thinking they might be quite nice done in like a gold, you know, like a gold Posca or a gold watercolour, something like that. I'm thinking would be really, really pretty on those, but who knows. So anyway, you can see a sliver of white space. You might want to take this colour through, but bear in mind we've got another colour to go in yet, so still leave a bit of the white space available to put a bit of pink through somewhere else. going to come a bit more up to the top here. Just add some of this here and in here, not forgetting this bit here. I might even drag some more of the greens we used down here up to the top towards the end, so we'll see. Some of that in between there. Again, the leaves up here I'll probably do in a gold Posca or a gold watercolour if I can find a nice metallic watercolour. I think that'll be really pretty. So you can afford to go a bit darker at the roots, so if you want to go in a bit sharper up here with this colour, I think now is the time to do it up there. The orange and pinks blend really nicely as well. And in with the purple. I've been looking at tattoo ideas. I've got the tattoo bug again. My last tattoo I think I had was 2 years ago now, and it was an iris flower on my side with a little butterfly over it, or at the side of it I should say. But I love it, I absolutely love it, but because it's on my side, like down the side of my body on my ribs, nobody sees it. And I kind of want one where I can show it off and see it myself every day as well. So I've been thinking about one on my thigh, like something really pretty, like a, I've been looking at betta fish with some florals. They're really pretty, I've found a really pretty one. I've also found a gorgeous Luna moth, and the colour of it is stunning. So yeah, I'm going to go a bit heavier with this pink here. I just feel like how we've got the heavier pops of pink around the roots, it'd be nice to have a bit of that coming down here as well, over that grey-scaled area maybe perhaps. And just, this is what I mean, you can really build on the colours. Decide what colour you want to shine through, because you will always have a more dominant colour when you're putting several colours down, and you can decide, you can pick which colour you want to be the most dominant on your page. If you don't want the pinky purples to be the most dominant, you want the orange colour to be more dominant, then press harder with your orange in certain areas. It's totally down to personal preference. Like I say, when I always do these little videos or little tutorials, I always say feel free to make tweaks to whatever I'm doing. I really don't mind. It's nice when you make it individual anyway, isn't it, to you? I'm going to deepen up a bit down here as well, so I'm going to pull some of this colour up a bit more. And the same here, I feel like we need a bit of purple in this bit. Bit of pink. There we go. So you can see the colours there. I'm going to move on to this side now and add some to this side. It makes a nice refreshing change doing the multicoloured hair, I think. It's not samey. When you're doing, especially if you've got a really big portrait with lots and lots of hair, sometimes when you're doing the 3-colour method where it's like, well, 1 colour but 3 tones method, where it's like, say you decide you want to do a sort of brunette hair colour, you'll pick your lightest tone, your mid-tone and a dark tone, won't you? But they're generally always, like if you're doing a brunette, generally always brown tones. So it's just like using browns over and over all the way through, and it can get a bit repetitive and a bit boring, I find sometimes. But with something like this, it's really fun. It is really fun, and it does cheer me up to see all the colours. And I think it will just pop when the whole page is finished as well. You'll find that hair colours pop more as soon as you've done the skin. As soon as you've done the skin on your portrait and then the hairs in as well, it just jumps off the page. So sometimes it can look a bit weird before you've coloured the rest of the page. That's totally normal. It's normally the case if you do the skin as well and the rest of the hair's not been done yet. Sometimes it can look a bit weird, but it all comes together in the end. So I'm gonna pull this colour up through here. Try and get in between some of those leaves a little bit so we don't feel like we've left a sort of halo around the leaves, which can sometimes happen. Or a halo is like a white line that can sometimes happen if you don't get in there with all your colours. Like I say, I'm not fussed if I go over any of the leaves with the colour pencil, because I will probably go over with a metallic watercolour on those leaves. Like I'm thinking a nice gold or maybe a nice bronze metallic colour on there. Would be really pretty. I'm going to pull a stroke down here of this purple for a couple. And then we're going to get to the top bit. Look how pretty she's looking. Looks nicer in real life. I'm not sure the camera is picking it up as nice as it is to my eye. I'm not just saying that, I promise. If you've got yours in front of you, if you're following along, you'll know exactly what I mean. Right, I'm going to have to turn it while I get the right angle on this bit here. I apologise if the camera goes a bit, what do you call it, blurry. Sometimes it can do if my hand's in this direction, but I want to get these colours in properly. Put a bit more of this there as well. Oh, I might have to erase that bit I've just gone over. And that bit. That'll be alright, we'll blend it in. Blend it in. Right, so I've got one more pinky purple shade that I want to add into this, and then we'll put some more of the green back through and the orange back through. Just to add even a bit more of a pop going on. So the last colour I'm going to put in is Orchid. So this is a nice pinky purple shade as well. Again, we'll start at the bottom. So anyway, where you can see where you might want some of this going through. If you've got any space, any white space left that you need to fill up, now's the time. If you want to go in between some of these leaves with it and fill that up, go in between there. So what have you all been up to? If you've got kiddos off school, have you been on any trips? Anything like that going on? There's obviously a lot going on in the UK at the moment. If you're in the UK, you'll know all about it. If you're not in the UK, you've probably heard it all on the news. All what's going on over here with the protests and all the riots and everything, but I don't want to talk too much about that in the video because I don't want it to get my video to get too down. You never know with talking about stuff that's going on like that, do you? But yeah, it's not been good, to be honest, because it's been right on our doorsteps as well. Like the initial thing, I'll speak in code. The initial thing that happened wasn't in my town. It was about, gosh, I don't know how many miles away, but it wasn't in my town. But then the aftermath of that has been happening in all the towns in the UK. So there has been some happening in my town, which is scary because I've got an eye appointment for my daughters. Like, you know, when you go to the opticians and they check their eyes, I've got to go into town for my daughter's eye appointment on Sunday, and to be honest, I don't want to go into town. It's making me not want to go into town. That's how bad it is. But yeah, so we've not really been anywhere this week. I have to say, we've not. We're going to the cinema tonight. Hopefully we're nice and safe in there, fingers crossed. That is in the town as well, but it's a little bit outside of the centre of the town. So yeah, let's pull some of that colour there. Oh, my channel member as well, if you were watching, my fabulous gold channel member from Ohio, you know you are if you're watching, I sent out your gold membership package on yesterday, and you can do this thing with Royal Mail, the delivery service here, where you can print your label off at home and you can have them collect your parcel. So they come to your door and collect your parcel for you, or your letter, whatever. So I did that yesterday. Royal Mail came, they took the letter, and then this morning it got posted back through my door. So they've returned it to me without it even leaving the country yet, or leaving, it's not even left the town at this point, because they only collected it yesterday and they've posted it back through my door today. Now, I've been emailing the customer services to try and find out why. So I'm just waiting to hear back. So the next month's little parcel for your channel membership, it might be a little bit late because I'm trying to work out why they've sent it back to me and if I need to do anything. But I've not done anything different than I normally do, so I don't know why it's been sent back to me. I've done all the right things, it's the right address, it's the right weight, I've paid the right postage, it's got the right customs declaration on the front. I just do not know why they've sent it back to me. Unless they've looked at the wrong, because when you do a customs declaration to send a parcel, there's two labels. There's one with the address that it's going to and one with the recipient's address. And I'm thinking if they just looked at where it's come from and sent it back by accident, I don't know. But yeah, I'll keep my eye on it. I might have to resend it, but they'll have to refund my delivery. I'm not paying twice. They're bad, aren't they, sometimes, delivery companies? They just do things that baffle you. Right, this is looking good. Who's banging on my door? What do you want? Do you want me? What are we banging for? Do you want me? Come in if you want something. See what they want. He might just be banging for attention. Right, just open the door. It's all right. What's the matter? What do you want, darling? Huh? You want something? Your balls? Okay, you can take them. You can take them. Go on. You can have them. Got her some balls for back to school in the colours of a uniform. Quite cute. But yeah. So I'm going to add some orange back through now and some greens. So I'll put the green back through it first. So I'm going to use turquoise green this time. So I've not actually used this green yet, have I? Put a bit of turquoise green next to that meadow green. The thing about these purples and turquoises, the good thing is that they blend nicely together. They don't tend to muddy up, like some colours can get quite muddied up when they're blended, but these seem to merge quite nicely together. Oh, that pencil dust away. So this is where you're going to build on all those colours, and you can go as bold or as subtle as you want for this now. You can leave it looking quite pastel and toned down, or you can really push the colours into that white space. And you'll find that you'll even create different colours to what you've put down. So when one colour merges with another colour that you've put down, it will create a whole new colour. You can see we've created a blue tone here by this green hitting another colour, and it just all looks gorgeous when it's done. this down here. Do need to add more of that orange back in as well, because I do feel like I need to make some of the orange pop. So I'm probably going to add some of that orange near the roots here. So we'll add a bit of this turquoise green at the top, but then I'm not going to put too much in, because I want the oranges to go there, and I want to leave this pop of orange here. So you can decide which colours you want to be the brightest. So I'm going to move over to the other side, add some of this in here. Has nobody ever, have you ever tried rainbow hair before? Have you never tried rainbow hair before? Don't know if that even made sense. What am I trying to say? I had what I wanted to say, I mapped out in my head, and it came out completely wrong. I need to pull it down a little bit. So I'll put a big chunk of this colour here, and then the opposite sides can put a big chunk of orange in. Got a nice contrast there then. Again, I'm going to leave this bit here for a pop of orange, a really nice bright pop of orange there. Pull some of this colour up there. Pull that dust away. Let's get some of that orange running back through it, shall we? Let's just get that in there. So going back to flame. Now you can be as bold or as light as you want when putting this colour back through. If you want to start off quite light first, you can do. Completely up to you. You can always tone it down. If you go in with the orange now and you think, oh, that's a bit harsh, if you go back in with something like the Orchid over the top, or even the iris blue, then it can just blend it all in again quite nicely. So back in with the flame. Like I say, if you want it quite light, then be gentle. Don't be too heavy-handed. And just skim it over the top. I think I want quite a nice pop of this colour. Add a bit down here. Pull it down. So there's still quite a lot of the tooth of the paper here, so just try and fill it up. Decide which you want to be the most dominant colour, and try and get those white parts really filled out now. I might bring a bit of pink back over this orange at the end. Let's add a bit in there. still in frame. I'm gonna go and do this side now at the bottom. I have no clue how long I've been filming for. I hope it's not going too far over. I want to have enough storage to be able to upload this. I've made that mistake all too often. Filmed for too long then and not had enough storage on my phone to upload it to the editor to edit and export and all that jazz. Made far too many of those mistakes in the past. Let's get this pop of orange going down here. And bring it up a bit. Let me check what time it is, just because I don't want to be late for the cinema. No, we're not late. We've got loads of time. I'm doing the kids a bit of an early tea today because the cinema's at 10 to 6. It's at 10 to 6 the showing, so we have to set out of the house at about 5 o'clock, just after 5, so I had to do the tea quite early. Right, let's get this top bit done. So I'm going to bring a little bit from this corner as well, so it looks like it's all flowing. You don't want to look like it's cut off in two separate pieces of hair almost. You want it to flow, or at least look like it's flowing. It's attached to the same hair, head of hair kind of thing. Oh, I'm loving this. Absolutely loving it. I'm so happy I came to do a coloured hair. I'm going to go back in with that really pinky purple now. Where was it? Ultra pink. I'm going to go back in with ultra pink. Just deepen up some of these areas. We can really go into the white space now. Make sure that we've got it all filled up. I love these pencils for blending, you know, especially rainbow type colours like this. They just blend gorgeously. And you can get loads of layers down as well. But this paper's really good for your layers as well. It's always a sort of thing between the paper and the pencil that you're using, isn't it? Let's get a nice pop of it there, next to her eye. I'm going to add a bit more on this side. Forgetting this strand here. I think I keep forgetting about this strand. It seems to have a lot of orange on it and not much else, so let's bring a pop of that colour right up there through there. think I'm going to put the green meadow through this one last time as well before we call it done. Oh, I keep forgetting about this corner as well here. Get a bit of that pink in between these leaves as well. Right, let's go back in with a green meadow. Green meadow. And really push that colour into some of these strands that are left now. Can really get this colour in between those leaves and fill up that space that's left. That's if you want to. With this colour, you can use any colour you want, whichever colour you prefer to use to do it. There's an emergency vehicle going past. I'm really pushing this colour down now. Let's not forget this strand here. Moving up. Someone beeping outside. They all get very angry on this roundabout near my house. Very angry. Such road rage. Gonna move up towards the top now. In between those leaves. Really get all that white space in between those leaves. If you happen to go over any of the skin like me, don't worry, you can erase it. You can erase it. I've just made a little slip over the top of her forehead there. You can barely see it, but I'm going to go in on the other side of her hair now, I think, and then we'll take a step back and have a look at it all. You can keep going over and over until you're happy with it. You can keep going through all your colours. It's completely fine. And if you decide, if you've watched this video through before joining in or deciding to join in with it, and you decide, oh, I'd like to do that, but maybe I won't want to put the purple in, or maybe I won't want the orange in there, then you leave out the colours you don't want in. That's completely fine as well. Let's get in between these leaves here as well. Towards the face. Really pushing that colour in now over this side. And let's get up to the roots. Drag a bit of that green through there. And take a step back again, and if you want to use another colour to fill anything out, if you think, oh, I've got a bit of white space in a certain area and you want to go back in, you might want to go back in with the ultra pink again and just put a few more pops of bright pink throughout it, make it a bit sharper. It's up to you. You can really build on rainbow hair so much. There's so much you can do with it. Let's get to the top bit, maybe add a bit more of a pop there. Try the other side. I think a pop down here definitely. You can put some sharper lines in towards the end as well. So if you really want a sharp point on your pencil and really give it a good old flicking motion, you'll get that sharper effect on your lines that you're pulling through. Get a bit more at the top, and then I think I'm going to call it done. So I'm going to add a bit more of this pink just on this side of the root. It's popping out from this dragonfly's wing, and then a bit from this angle. Like that. And I could tweak and tweak with this till the cows come home, as the saying goes. But just getting my flame and I'm doing that light thing where I'm skimming it over everything now with this light flame. Just like doing a skimming over the top of everything. Very lightly, up and down the painting, colouring, illustration. Can you tell I've been doing a lot of painting recently? My gosh, can't get painting off the brain. I've just got another canvas, a bigger one, to try and do a bigger seascape. I'm excited about it, but nervous about it as well. I don't want to ruin my canvas. But you don't learn, do you, by leaving a canvas sitting blank on your desk, so I suppose you just have to make a move. And there we go. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, anywhere where you might have some awful marks on your paper, like I have from leaning my hand on, you can just wipe off. I like to use a kneadable eraser. So you can see I've got quite a lot of orange marks down here. I don't even know if that's me actually. Is that what I've been colouring with? It probably is. Probably is. Let's look at my hand. Can't see anything on there. If you've made any mistakes near the hairline like me, a few little lines have gone over, you might want to use an eraser that's a bit more, got a bit more precision with just neating it up. It's just me being a perfectionist. I've just managed to go over there a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So we used 6 different coloured pencils on this page, and I think when the whole page is finished it's gonna look really, really pretty. You can see all the tones in there that I've used, and we're going to really pull them out onto the rest of the page. So we're going to have greens and turquoises in the water. We're probably going to have some of the oranges or pinks in the florals and in these. I don't know what these are called, but they grow in ponds, don't they? They're a sort of browny orangey shade, aren't they, if I remember correctly? So yeah, a lot of the tones from the hair you're going to find elsewhere on the page. I'm really excited for this one. I don't know if it's going to be one that I'll complete on the page, on the channel, sorry, just because it is hard work with the kids being off. But I came on to do this little hair colour combo for you all, so I hope you've enjoyed watching that. And I hope to see you again very soon. We shall see when I can next pop on. Please do hit the thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.